Alright, welcome back, great minds. Welcome back to my channel. We'll be continuing with logo tracing, and I promised us that I'll be doing that of bitmap and shadow class today using this logo tracing. Okay, today let's see, we'll be tracing this and this, but let's start with this HCM. Very quick one. I will just do the tracing very quick. And I can use rectangle, I can use freehand, any of these two, but I just want to be fast because there is a reason why we are doing this class. Okay, please, if you are new to this channel, subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for subsequent video. Now I'll be very fast in doing this logo. Of course, while doing this logo, you need to be accurate, and you see me doing something here. Once I draw, I need to increase the zoom level to actually see if it's actually at the right place. We can achieve this logo in different ways. Like I told us, I can use the Bezier tool to actually get what I want very fast, but I'm using rectangle because I feel this rectangle will go a long way to make this thing fast, because all the edges are not curved. Okay, the edges are not curved, they are just straight lines. So I will just make use of what I think it will be okay for me, right? Very quick. We need to be fast in our logo tracing. Of course, any client who gives you work to do sometimes give you time, because he or she may be telling you that you need this in 5-10 minutes or thereabouts. So you need to be fast in anything you're doing. Okay, you need to be fast in anything you're doing. I reminded us today again that we'll be doing embossed class using this very logo. Of course, don't mind what I'm doing here, where I can as well achieve this in less than 1 minute. But I'm doing this very long class now just for us to be carried along. Now let's assume I'm done with this I'll multi-select and wide, right? I'll join it. Same thing happens here. Like I said, I don't want to use the Bezier tool. Okay, I don't want to use the Bezier tool. I'll just multi-select and join, right? So what I need to do here is I can set my anchor point here where the curve will be very easy for me. Set my anchor point here, and of course I'm there, and I will just curve. Okay, and mind you, whenever you are curving, you need to zoom, make use of this arrow to actually know if your curving is accurate. Okay, so what I'm doing here now is just to get this. Now after that, you do your normal command, set your anchor point before and after to make it what accurate. So what I need to do here, anything, I can use anything to achieve this. I can use circle. Okay, so what I just need to do is to increase the circle. If you feel this will be stressful for you, just try to think outside the box. I can curve, right? Pick my shape tool. Of course, I press Ctrl Q, so I can drag this here, then maybe use this to actually get what I want. Okay, so that is one interesting aspect of this CorelDraw. The idea is just for you to know when and how to use this toolbox, and I believe we've mastered this toolbox very well. So I can as well set my anchor point here and drag this up. That is one good aspect of this very CorelDraw. You can just use any tool to achieve what you want. So what I need to do is to select here. I'm okay here. Multi-select and trim. Okay, once I trim it, the next thing I need to do is to multi-select it with either M or H, anyone. I'll now join, weld it. So you agree with me that we've gotten this very shape very, very quick. Okay. Now what I need to do is to group it and pick my color eyedropper, then give the color, right? Of course, once I give the color, it only reflects in one. Now, to make this color repeat on the second one, just press Ctrl R. I reminded us in our class while we are still treating these toolbox that will be, you can repeat an action. So once you draw rectangle and drag and duplicate, in as much as you've not clicked outside, be pressing Ctrl R, it will continue duplicating, right? I believe we've done the class. And so what I need to do now is I can go to my color and make the color to be more lighter. I just want us to achieve something. Okay, let me just maintain it like this. Now you watch that we have something like embossed, like the text is swollen, right? Anything we are doing in text can still be applicable in rectangle. So this is we've done this tracing and I want us to achieve something. Now difference between bitmap emboss and shadow emboss. Very quick one, and you see the advantages and disadvantages of these two. Okay, let me drop this one side and let's go for bitmap emboss. This is very, very quick. Let's go for bitmap emboss. What I need to do is I need to convert this to bitmap. Means I need to unlock the key for this bitmap emboss to be effective. So by doing that, I told us while we are advancing in our class, we'll be touching this menu bar. Okay. Of course, we have a lot. They work hand in hand with this toolbox and every other thing you can see here. Of course, in our last class, we did how to we remembered doing how to convert an ordinary line to a shape, okay, that you can color it as if you are coloring a rectangle or a circle. So today we'll be using this bitmap. Okay, now we have convert to bitmap. Once we convert to bitmap, now you watch the color mode. Once you come to your status bar, you discover that this color mode comes in RGB and not CMYK. Remember, I told us that in anything you are bitmapping, make sure the resolution is 300 dpi, and dpi is dot per inch. I believe we've done that in our previous class. Now the color mode, now since you've seen that the color you gave is on RGB, not CMYK, you can now explore it and change it to RGB. Okay, of course, you know grayscale is black, one black color, but I need this RGB because the two major colors for design in any graphic application is RGB and CMYK. I believe we've done that in our previous class. So once I turn it to RGB, make sure these your two options are checked. That is, you mark it and you okay it, right? Once you okay it, now the next thing we need to do now, we'll now go to the effect. Okay, so the effect is what all these things we are seeing here has their own function. Now if I'm you, after doing this bitmap emboss, I can just take my time and explore. All these you're seeing, they are not harmful. You can just explore it and see what you can come up with. Okay, like I did here, I duplicated this. Okay, I have a duplicate here because even though this is condemned, I can equally bring this one back and continue what I've started. Now, one disadvantage of bitmap emboss is that you can't change the color. Let's assume I have this, I can decide to change the color, right? But in this case, once I click on this and try changing the color, I cannot change. So that is one disadvantage of bitmap emboss. That means either you duplicate to have it somewhere else, in case if you have to change one or two things and redo the action or redo the effect. Now that is it. Then the next thing I need to do is to now go to effect and locate where I have my texture. Okay, once I click on I point to my texture. These things you are seeing, they are all effects. All these things I'm telling you, they are all effects that you can actually use to achieve one or two things. But I'll just point straight to plastic. I'll just point straight to plastic and click on it. I'll point straight to plastic and click on it. And you now drag it one side and you can see different we have the highlight, depth, smoothness, light direction, and co. So what I need to do, you can just change color you wish. You see the color changing. I can still move, I can still give this same color here. Okay. And if I feel that the light direction is somehow, I can reduce it, and this is function. Just play around this. Okay. You see what is happening. So this is the smoothness we're talking about. All right, this is the smoothness we are talking about. I just want us to get this clear. This is the smoothness we are talking about, and you can use the highlights. Okay, do you see what is happening here? All right, so I can actually um just come up with something like try doing something unique. Now, do you see this depth? Do you see this depth the way it is? Can I play around this color? The answer is yes. Now watch what is happening here. Okay, and I'll continue like that until I get what I want. Now this is bitmap emboss. Okay, I can reduce it if I feel that it's merged, and you can change the direction of this. See the direction changing. You can just play around. Okay, just walk around this, and this one is how light you want it to be. Do you want it to be very, very light, or do you want it to be very deep? Okay, why the plastic emboss is there. All right, and you see we have something like this, and sometimes you see some designs and you see something like this. Okay, you see something like this reflecting. So once I click on OK, you discover that we have um bitmap emboss. Okay, like I've told us, the disadvantage is that you cannot change the color, and that is it for this bitmap emboss. So let's talk about shadow emboss and see what we can achieve in this shadow emboss. Now look at shadow emboss. Shadow emboss is that the advantage is that no matter the effect you apply on it, you can actually change the color. Okay, so the shadow emboss, I'll just go to shadow. All right, click on my shadow and go to property bar and select. You can just select watch different types of shadow we have. I can just click on inner shadow. Do you see what happens here? Okay, so I can of course try to either thicken the deep depth of the shadow and increase the. Okay, so you can just play around this, work just play around this while we are having that shadow color. I believe we must have touched some of this. All right, I would not like us to spend more time on it. So what I need to do is, instead of making it to be black, I can go change the color to, let's say, let's try white. White is not giving us what we want. Red is not giving us what we want. So what we are equally, what we actually make this shadow to come out is that of either black or maybe light black, like that. So in doing this, okay, I can still decide to increase. All right, in doing this, and you discover that this shadow is actually coming up, I can reduce the black a little, right? So you would see that I can change this color. I can change the color and the effects on it. Okay? I can change the color and the effect of it remains. Now, while coming up with your design, you believe that whenever you see, you come to agree with me that whenever you see this bitmap emboss, and once you see it from a far distance, you should know that this is bitmap emboss. Okay, and when you see shadow emboss, you know that this is shadow emboss. And of course, we can as well explore this. Let me bitmap this again. We can as well explore this bitmap very, very well. We have a whole lot to achieve. Huh? we have a whole lot to achieve. Now this is another form of emboss. Okay, under 3D effect, we have another form of emboss. Like I said, all this you're seeing, they have their function. Just watch what is happening. Okay, watch what is happening, and it will interest you to know that these are effects. Okay, so even though it doesn't work for this very logo, it will still work. So even though it doesn't work for this logo, it will still work for different other things. So I can undo it, and let's go to that emboss and see what we can achieve here. Now let's increase the depth. Hmm? Now we are increasing the depth of this, and maybe we turn it, leave it at the original color. Okay, and I decide to increase the depth, right? What I need to do is okay, this black, this is original color, and let's assume I change the direction. Let's see what we can achieve here. So you see what we are doing here, you see what is happening here. So this is another form of bitmap effect. Okay, all right. Now under this effect, you discover that you can do this emboss. Now this is the result that we are getting, and under the same effect you can as well do this texture, which is the plastic that looks more of embossed, right? And what you're seeing here, now you discover that after applying this very effect, there is something else. I mean, we have a shadow behind it. So that is the normal shadow. You can just apply shadow, like reduce the sharpness, turn it to black, then reduce the depth of the shadow. Then after that, you break apart. Of course, anywhere you take this text or the logo to, the shadow is following you. So how do you separate this shadow from the text? What you need to do is to click on the shadow itself, and either you press Ctrl K to break apart, or you go through object and you see where they say break drop shadow apart, that is Ctrl K. And I told us before that one of the things they use in knowing a good graphic artist is by using shortcut keys. Okay, if not that we are doing this class, of course I have all these keys in my head and different graphic applications. Okay, so I have them in my head, and whenever I'm doing work, I try using them to minimize time. Okay, to minimize the time I waste or the time I use in different designs. So once I press Ctrl K, so I can just separate this from this. So this is on its own now, and I can as well bring this, and what I need to do, I'll send it via, I'll bring it to front. Okay, this is supposed to go to the back, so I'll just drag it down small. So that is what we are seeing. So if you agree with me here, now we've gotten that of shadow emboss, and we've gotten that of bitmap emboss. So I encourage us to try to, of course, before this, all these effects will be functional, because once you click on anything, it's you have to bitmap first. Okay, you have to bitmap first, and so that this will work very, very well for you. So you can just explore this. We have so many things, we have so many things here. And another thing I need us to know here, I just want to do something else for us to let's say this brick wall. Let's see what we have for brick wall. Wow, 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 this is what is happening. So you can actually bring someone's picture and add a brick wall to it. So that is one interesting aspect of this. And do you believe that you can draw a rectangle and just give it a color, fine and good, remove the outline? Like I told us, and if I go to this effect and try using my page coil, one interesting aspect of this CorelDraw is that it will give you pictorial form of what you may likely want to do. Okay, once I click on this page coil, let's see what happens here. Do you see we have 4 edges? Okay, the active one is the one where this thing has bent. Okay, and you can adjust the width and the height. Okay, that is one good thing about it. You can change the color of the curve itself. Okay, I can give it yellow. Are you seeing what is happening here? And I can change the direction. Okay, and I'll just click on OK. Okay, once I click on OK, you discover that you can actually go back to that same page coil and apply for another one. This time around I can apply for this. Okay, now what is happening? Do you discover something? And I reminded us that um before you can make this effect to be very very functional for you, there is something you need to do. You need to bitmap, you need to convert to bitmap so that you can as well do multiple tasks at the same time. Now I've actually given this effect of my page coil and given the color. Now watch what happens. The reason why I told us that before you can work on this effect, you need to bitmap. Fine, I have given this effect and I have applied the effect. But what happens now if I really need this down left side to coil again? At least I've done this. I'm going back there again to do for this side. Okay. But why is it that once I click on this side, this very one will just disappear? This is the reason. Now we have done this and I needed here to equally coil the way this very edge coil. What I need to do is I have to bitmap. You see the reason why I said you need to convert to bitmap before you can now explore or make this your effect to be more functional. So once I bitmap, if I go back to that effect and point to my 3D effect and click on page coil, watch what happens. Once I click on this, you discover that the first one I did is there permanently. Then I can decide to change the color of this. Okay, and I'll click on what? Okay, and I can bitmap again to equally do this like that, like that, like that. I can just do multiple function if I bitmap. Okay, and in bitmapping, once you draw a rectangle, you apply a text. Always master the color. Is it RGB you're giving, or is it, of course, sometimes once you click you may not see the color written on RGB or CMYK here. So either what you need to do is either you double click to bring you to this place, go to your color viewer to see the color mode. Look at the color mode here. But in a situation whereby you use RGB, strictly you see it written R, then you just see the color code in brackets with an hashtag. Okay, so please, if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and then turn on the notification bell for subsequent video. As time goes on, we'll keep on doing updating you with the videos. Please, if you have any question, do well to drop it in the comment section and I will apply as soon as I can. Thank you for constantly viewing my channel, and please share it with friends and well wishers, and I would like to see you in my next video. Thank you and have a great day ahead. Bye.